Sagittarius, how are you today? Welcome to Spirit in You. My name is Debbie and I'm going to be giving you a reading for the month of December, your birthday month. So happy birthday to all of you sort of sizzling Sagittarians out there. Now, as I said, my name is Debbie and this is Spirit in You. I'm new to YouTube, so it would be really lovely at the end of this reading if you were to like the video, hopefully you do, and you would subscribe, and then you'll sort of check out Spirit in You and see what I do, because I'm actually a medium, so I can give you a one-to-one reading which will be stronger and more connected if we're working together. So I'm working with spirit, which is why I chose the name Spirit in You, and it was the name that I was given. Seems to make perfect sense, doesn't it? The spirit that I'm working with and the spirit that's within you and I. So I love the name, it feels beautiful, I'm pleased with it, and I'm just hoping that you'll like the video, me moving forward on my journey with YouTube videos. So I really do hope that you like it. So what I've done for you, Sagittarius, is I've put out 8 cards. I'm using the Wild Unknown deck because I love the pictures, the imagery. So just a little bit before I pull down the camera and show you the cards, I'm doing a timeline for the whole month. So I've pulled out 8 cards and I'll go through that with you. It's important that I tell you that when I give you this reading with these cards, I'm giving you messages that I'm receiving, and I'm passing on the feeling, the experience that I'm being given. I can't work any other way. So if it feels slightly different to how anybody else reads, it's because we're all individuals, aren't we? But there'll be a lot that will just make sense to you. I'd like you to take from the reading what works for you, what feels right for you as a person, and anything else, just let it just dissolve away, because that isn't meant for you. There will be specific messages because that's how spirit work with me, but again, for a one-to-one reading we would be doing that one-to-one feeling. This is general, but nevertheless it's lovely, and I'm really pleased to be doing these readings. I find them I think I've done 6 or 7 now, so I'm really enjoying it. It's great, and I'm sitting in my crystal room here. You can only see a section of the crystals. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. I work with crystals and I scry with them, so I hold them and I use the energy that a crystal gives you and grounds you and fills you with an experience, and then I'm able to feel that experience and give messages with it. Sometimes I just need one crystal, I can do entire reading. It's a very strong connection. You know, we're working with spirit, and there's a simplicity to it as well, but there's a real beauty. So the cards I use as a tool, and so I use the crystals as well. So before I turned on the camera and I thought about you, I was thinking about, you know, your movement, your energy, your travelling, and I've got some of you travelling in December for sure, and that's not just because it's Christmas, it's because you are travelling. You travel in your mind anyway, and if you could, you'd be the great explorer, I know that. So I've got some crystals out for you, and the first one I got, not typically for your sign or anything like that, just because I love it. Look, this beautiful citrine. Look at all those points to it. Look at its point of view. Look how able it is to stand proudly and put over whatever it is it needs to express. I've got this being a tummy situation as well for some of you. You know, sometimes you suffer with your tummy if you're overthinking things. So citrine's great for that. But anyway, it won't be all of you, it'll just be some of you. But more importantly than that, it's the way it looks and it feels. It's beautiful. It's got a real depth. It's got a real loving feeling to it. I'm getting that, you know, in the relationship that you're in, that sense of the partner that you're with and the way you feel about them. And then I got another one that I had to get as well. So turn that round. Look, beautiful, isn't it? Seems to be citrine, but I have got some carnelian. So look at that. Again, that sort of, I've got my point of view here with these points, you know, and I'm able to express it really quite well. I don't suffer from timidity, you know. I will tell you. I will speak my truth. And then lastly, let me just look down and get it for you, is the carnelian. It's got that lovely waxy feel. That makes me feel of the desert and travel and sun and the great adventures in life, which I know you love. Isn't it nice? There you are. Just thought I would show you those because they just felt like I had to get them for the reading. I always pick a crystal for the reading, and it's literally what I'm drawn to, what feels right when I meditate. I get told and I get a sense then, or I can sometimes just put my hand over the crystal and I can feel that I need to be working with that and it being around us while we do the reading. Okay, Sagittarius? So what I'll do now then is I'll pull the camera down, show you these cards. Oh, and interestingly, I've actually also, I glanced over, you can't see it, I pulled an animal spirit card. I did that for Scorpio as well. You know, I do pull angel cards because I love the angelic realm and I work with angels and I can feel them around me, and that's where I get my messages from. I get a great deal of comfort from them as well. But I was drawn to pulling an animal spirit card for you, so you will resonate with this. I know you will, because I can see it out the corner of my eye now and it feels quite warm as it's getting the side of my cheek here. So I'm going to pull the camera down and I'm going to read these cards as I feel them, okay? And then after I've done that, I'll have a chat with you. Okay, Sagittarius, so just bear with me. There you are. I'm hoping you can see these cards really well. So here they all are, and your beautiful crystals. Here's your animal spirit card, which we'll do at the end of the reading. So let's start off your December month, your birthday month, with, oh look, isn't that lovely for you? I'm just going to sort of balance it on the crystals there. Six of Pentacles. Right, straight away, what I'm getting for you here is how important finances are to you and how hard you've worked literally for the last 6 months. There's some people out there, there's some of you out there that have literally, you've had to start at the very bottom and you've had to work your way up, and you've worked really hard for the last 6 months. Definitely there's a 6-month coming in for some of you, and you're going to be reaping the rewards with this because you work hard when you're at your job, in your business, and you work from a really good centered place. You come from a place of honesty, and you come from a place of passion and goodwill, and you expect to be treated properly because you put in an awful lot of work. The hard work that you've been putting in your work, and also your love life as well, because I'm getting some flowers coming through. Yeah, definitely this is your love life and your home life as well. So it's both. Okay, so for some of you, it's totally work, and for some of you, it's totally love. So you've been building up, you've been working hard, you've been making the foundations, and this tells me that in your day-to-day life, what you do every single day of the week is paying off. It's coming together for you. That's what it feels like. And I've got a really lovely sense of, now I know it's Christmas, but I'm getting the Christmas tree, that some of you liking a white Christmas tree and decorating it like that, having that really modern feel to it. And also then some of you wanting to do something really unconventional. Very, very happy card for you in terms of how much work you've put in into your job, the project, and also into your relationship. I'm getting the number 5 as well for you, and I'm being drawn over to the very end card here, number 5. So I'm definitely getting children, sport, and somebody being very artistic. Just let me give you that now as it comes through to me. Sporty, somebody loving football, particularly loving football. And then I've got some ladies doing it like physiotherapy. I've got. Here we are now, but still in the first week we are now. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So Pentacles here and Pentacles here. This is beautiful, isn't it? Because this is you feathering your nest. This is you putting together the things that you need to put together on a financial basis, on a material basis, and also on an emotional, on a passionate basis as well. Because I'm getting the sense of your bedroom now, and I mean that in a nice way, not in a inappropriate way. I'm getting the sense of beautiful bedding, and your bed being really important to you, and duck down feathers and things like that. So I know the bedroom's important. I don't recommend you have red in the bedroom because that will just keep you up, but I've got that sense. I'm just making sure the light's not on this, it's just early afternoon now and the light's going. It was sparkling in my glasses earlier because we had a burst of it, and now it's going, but hopefully I've got enough light in the room. So this is you realising again your potential. This is you working really hard here, and this is you really making something of it now, making something of your work and making something of your relationship, making something of your home. And I've got the energy feeling very stable. Now, you know, I talked about your tummy, which when I mentioned it with the citrine here, I'm getting that again. So just beckon to say that, okay? So just be careful of your tummy. And I know it's Christmas and we eat a bit more, don't we? Because, I mean, you can't not, because everything stops and everybody eats. Just be a little bit careful of your tummy, because sometimes you hold some energy in there, and sometimes you hold your thoughts in your tummy, because you know we've got 3 brains, don't you? We've got our intellect, we've got the brain in our head, then we've got the brain in our heart, then we've got the brain in our tummy, which is where you get that gut feeling, and when you come from the heart and when you just know in your head. And so I know that, you know, the tummy is an issue for you and that gut feeling. So because you come from your gut a lot, you have to be a little bit kind to yourself as well. So get comfy this December. Get some nice pillows and some cushions. Support your back particularly, I'm being told. Take care of your back. I've just been told to watch your back as well. I think that might mean just be steady at work. Don't do anything too physical that might hurt your back. Do you remember I was talking about these? I've got this physiotherapy thing coming through for some ladies here. So be careful of your back. I've got you. The energy, as I say, being really good here, calm energy. But when I say calm, I mean level, but I also mean energetic. If that doesn't sound like a contradiction in terms. Like you're still going to be, you know, working from a place of passion. You're still going to be loving from a place of passion, and working from a place of passion. I like the number 9 for you particularly. I like the fact that you've uncovered things, you've dug deep, you've worked hard, you've put in the hours into your relationship and into your work, and it's paid off, hasn't it? It's paid off so much so that the end of the beginning and the end of the second week are just incredible. You've got the world here. Well, do you know, when I think of the world, apart from they say, you know, I just feel as if you've got the world at the end of your fingertips here, just like my fingertips are on the end of the card. I just feel that you're otherworldly in lots of ways, and I feel as if travelling around the world would be just an amazing thing for you to do. You may already have done it, and if you haven't, oh gosh, wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't you just love that? I've got lots of strength with this card, and I've got fate and destiny. And that is, you know, the world is a big place, but it's not so big, and it's not so, what's the word? It's not that you can't travel there, because if you can't physically get on a plane and travel, you can travel in your mind and you're studying, and I see you doing that. I see you studying as part of your job as well, and bettering yourself, and really feeling as if the world is your oyster and everything's there for you. I'm getting the number 6 coming through for you as well, like we had 6 over here. I just want to come back to that card on number 6. So 6 being relevant, so day-to-day stuff. Number 6 on a door, January, February, March, April, May, June. 6 being relevant. So there's a loving feeling with this card, and there's a practical feeling with your work as well. This, when I work hard, and I expect my worldly goods from it. I expect to be rewarded accordingly, and you are, because this is fate and destiny. This is the world. This is that the way the world just keeps moving, it keeps turning, and you keep doing what you're doing. It can only get better. So Sagittarius, on that note that it can only get better, we get given the 10 of Pentacles here. And when I look at this, of course, because we've got 3 strong Pentacles here, and the world being the same feeling for me to give to you, I'm just beckoned to say that although 10 would mean completion, I don't feel that, you know, we've completed all that we need to complete, because there's always more to do, and that's good, because that just keeps us going, doesn't it? That keeps that cycle going, not the monotony, but the excitement, because I've got just bags of energy here. This is just swirling around, as you can see with how these lines move here. This is pure energy, and it's your energy. And I like the number 10 for you as well, but I particularly want to be drawn to number 1. And when I think about number one, I'm thinking solely about you now, about you protecting yourself and you doing something for you doing your job very well so that you can get the recognition you deserve, you being in a relationship and being comfortable in it, and sitting back, say, of an evening and just looking at your partner and thinking, well, you know, this is what I wanted, this is what I hoped for, and I feel complete in that respect. So we'll use number 10 for completion in the relationship because it's beautiful for you, but everything else is still moving, and so it needs to. And when I say everything else, I just mean that you continue to do well financially in your material world and in the projects that you undergo. So keep coming from that place of energy, as you can see as it radiates out, so things move and continue to be really good for you. Okay, and then look what we've got here as we go into the third week here. We've got that burst of energy again. We've got, there you are, we've got the 8 of Wands, and we've got X marks the spot as I'm being given it. I've got a burst of energy. I've got my goals in terms of my work and my projects, and in terms of my passion, as we talked about earlier. I've got them really, really moving for me. There's an energy, there's a strength here, there's a passion here, there's a drive, there's a determination, and there's also a clarity of thought with it all. It's not just it's going to happen and it's going to knock you over. I don't think it's going to even pin you down. I think it's going to release you into this forward motion that you've already got with your 10 here, that you've already got with your world here, that you've got with your pentacles, because everything's cyclical here, and we've got more pentacles over here. So we're doing very well on that financial comfort, material project basis, and also in the relationships, because they go hand in hand with you. You get to a stage in life where there's no point in being successful material wise if I don't have somebody that I can talk to at night and have a cuddle with. So you've got a real sense of clarity here. That sudden movement that this depicts is actually movement you're expecting, movement you want, and it's actually what you're driving forward. Very nice. And then we have, as the other part of the third week, coming towards the end of it, we've got justice here. Can you see that okay? And this is, excuse me, this is energy again. What I'm getting with justice here is I'm getting all my energy going to my centre. I've talked about your tummy, your solar plexus, your gut, your tummy brain, where you come from, and that feeling of looking after yourself. So I'm sort of pointing to my own tummy because I can relate to that very well. We do have to take care. This is your centre again. So I'm getting a real lovely sense of you working things out on a business level, on a contractual level, on a fairness level, and also on your not your personality, on your relationship. So I look at these two cats and I feel love with them. I've got two people being quite different, but they couldn't be more in love. And they have some really lovely conversations, and they get to the point of everything, and they chat together, and they like animals and they like each other. There's a real sense of I like you, you're important to me, you like me and I like you. So that energy all goes to your centre, to your tummy, where you come from, and the love that you feel. And I do believe in when it comes to working things out and doing anything, let's say on a legal basis or a contractual basis, this is a card that would say that would go in your favour. So if there's a rise coming, or a pay rise that you want to talk about, or an agreement that needs being signed, you will make sure the detail is just right. You'll centre yourself, you'll get to the point of the matter, and it will go in your favour. Feels nice, doesn't it? It'll just go in your favour. So we've got both aspects with that, particularly. Sagittarius, I've got a really nice girlfriend there for you. As I say girlfriend, I just felt a female then. Right, here we are, 8 of Pentacles again. Well, I mean Pentacles again, not rather the 8. Here you are. Here you are. You see, now when I see this, I see the universe protecting you. I see the universe recognising all your hard work and there being a safety net there. I've got the universe saying, right, oh gosh, you work hard, don't you? You put your back into it. Remember, we talked about back, so I want you to be careful. But figuratively speaking, You put your back into it, and you put your heart and your soul into it, and you create things because you are very creative. You know, I've got some of you dancing and playing an instrument, and very good at that. I've got a massive sense of creation. It's not just about honing your skill. I've got you creating something. I think if you started a job, you would just create it and make it your own. And when you're in a relationship, you'll start it with the fact that you're weaving your magic and you're going to make a family and a foundation out of it. And it feels really nice. It feels like you radiate out from your centre all the way out, and you radiate out to other people, and they like being around you. There's an energy about you. So this is you doing really well on a material aspect, and the work that you've done so far, the studying that you've done, and you really building something. Yeah, you're building your nest, you're feathering your nest, and that means for your work as well as your home life. And then at the end of the month, here we have the Five of Cups. And when I look at the Five of Cups, and I look at this horse with its head bent down, you know, you could say, oh, that horse looks sorrowful. It doesn't to me in the slightest. There's nothing sorrowful about this reading. 5 is creation. 5 for you is you making a difference. It's you being creative with your thoughts, your emotions, and your work. It's you making things happen, and it's you looking at the situation at the end of the month and saying, right, I've created this. All of this happened from my hard work. So even if I have had moments, and I've certainly had moments in my life where I've had letdowns and sorrows. I mean, who hasn't, for goodness sake? There's nobody that hasn't. But in this particular situation, this is you being able to assess the situation, know that you've created it. I really want to draw your attention to that, by the way, that you've inspired the way this has gone. You know, you've made this happen. You've made all these good things come. You've got the fate and destiny and almost the completion of certainly of these finances and this home and movement and your love and your skills. That comes from a creative person. So you end the month, as you started it, creating. Look what you've done in those first 6 months, particularly somebody, by the way, but look what you created, look what you've built up, and look at the way it's gone, and you look over at it saying, I created this. I created this. I think I might have to call you my Sagittarius or my Sagittarian creators, because that's what you've done. Now look at this. Look. Goes in with, it is a total creation. So you get the tarantula. 8, strength. This goes totally over to the pentacles here. Let's just put them out for you, look. I got that right. Can you see them okay? They just go together. They go together. It shows the direction you're going in. It shows the skill level. It shows the ingenuity. It shows the fire. It shows, look at your tummy there, the fire in your belly as well as you coming from your gut. I really like it. And just bear with me a moment while something's coming through. Yeah, this sense of uncovering, this sense of study, this sense of you delving in. You know what you do? You start something and you get to the nitty-gritty, you get to the bones of it, you dig deep and you create something out of it. You don't have to, it doesn't take you long, and I'm feeling as if this has really been a situation for you and will continue to be that sort of thread, if you forgive the pun there, the way you're going to move forward and the way you're going to actually just conduct your life generally. You're going to make things happen. You are a creator. There is no two ways about it. And what you put together is sturdy and strong. It's beautiful. The lovely fire energy that you've got. So I like that for you. I like that ability to create, to build, and also to know that the universe has got your back as well. You really have got things covered here. You've got a lovely, look at that tarantula. I mean, if that just doesn't just, and look at the energy there for you. Look how resolute you are to what you do. Look how controlled you are at what you do. This is a controlled thinking, very bright person. You really are. You really are in control. I mean, you're the thinker of your thoughts and you're the creator of your creations. So I'm going to call this video that, you know, because that's what you are. You know, you're just a creator. You make things happen. You've got a great month, you know, Sagittarius. I'm going to bring the camera up. It being your birthday as well absolutely just makes it even nicer, doesn't it? Even more exciting. I've got a real burst of energy with you. What an incredible month you're going to have. You're going to start off as you mean to go on, and boy will you do that. Boy will you do that. And there won't be any bit. You see, you've got this grit that feels to me that is just going to carry you through this month. You're just going to. I still got the window in my glasses. I'm sorry if I have. I'm sitting in my crystal room and there's a window over to the left here, and when the sun comes up, which it did earlier, it reflects in my glasses, which is slightly disconcerting. I don't know if it's gone now or not. I'm having a look. It might have done. But yeah, this real grit, determination, and I really admire that in you, and I know other people do. Good for you for wanting something out of life. Good for you for pushing yourself, even when sometimes your back hurts, or as I'm getting, and even when, you know, there are days you think, I'd really like to stay in bed just a bit longer. You don't know, you just get up and do it, don't you? And you're fun to be around. I want you to have a fantastic December. It's Christmas and it's also your birthday. So very, 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 very many happy returns for December. Have a great Christmas too. Please like the video. It would just be so lovely. As you will see when you look at this, you know, I'm so new, so I don't even know how many likes I've got. But it would be great if you did. And if you took a look at the website and let me know what you think of it, if nothing else. So I'm going to wish you a wonderful birthday, as I already have done probably a couple of times now, and a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in January. So thanks so much for listening, Sagittarius.